If you don't want to lose your flight and pay an extra $600, if you don't want to get fined $190 for breaking the speed limit rule, if you don't want to get denied entry to the biggest mosque in the Emirates because you didn't wear the right outfit, then this video is for you. So we already had the entrance tickets to see the biggest mosque in the Emirates, but then we were not allowed to get in because of Raquel's outfit. They said her long skirt was not long enough to cover her whole legs. Since we were staying in Dubai and this mosque is located in Abu Dhabi, we couldn't go back to just change the outfit, so we had to buy a new one on the spot. We found some shops nearby and it seems like many people had the same problem as us. We found the right outfit for around $30 for Raquel. The most expensive part of this problem wasn't the price, but the stress of finding the right clothes that you will probably never wear again just to visit one place. Plus, we wasted so much time in Abu Dhabi that we were supposed to use to visit other places before heading back to Dubai. The question now is, was it worth it to visit the mosque after all of those problems? I would say yes, it's worth it. This mosque can host around 40,000 people to pray. It took around 11 years to build, and the best part, it has one of the world's largest chandeliers, around 2 tons, decorated with millions of Swarovski crystals. If you want to visit this mosque, make sure most of your body is covered. And for females, a long skirt or long pants, a long shirt, something to cover your hair so you don't make the same mistake as Raquel. But the next mistake was on me. I got a speed limit fine for $190 when going from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. Our trip started from Dubai. We went through a highway with a speed limit of around 120 km/h in Dubai area. And when we got into the Abu Dhabi area, the speed limit increased to around 140 km/h. Everything went well until we got back to Dubai. I was driving on the Abu Dhabi highway with a 140 km/h speed limit, but I didn't notice the speed limit on the dashboard, and since it was at night, I couldn't see the sign clearly that we had already entered the Dubai highway with a 120 km/h limit. Not long after that, there was a flash of light in front of the car, and that's when I realized I had been caught by the speed limit camera. 4 days later, I got an email from the rental car company saying I needed to pay as soon as possible because the longer I waited, the more expensive it would get. There was also the potential risk of getting a driving license ban, and the worst case, being denied entry to the Emirates when applying for a visa. But if you want to drive without worrying about speed limits, you should try the race at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. It was fun and full of tension because the atmosphere feels like a real race, with commentators talking passionately the entire time. Unfortunately, I only got second place. But at least I didn't get the speed limit fine. And if you want to go even faster, without risking a fine, you have to try a Formula Rossa at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. It's the fastest roller coaster in the world, reaching speeds of up to 240 km/h. Because of the extreme speed, riders must wear protective goggles. This time, Raquel got the first place because I didn't try it. Anyway, here are my tips for driving from Dubai to Abu Dhabi and back. First, check the speed limit indicator on your dashboard. Second, if you're driving at night like I was, pay extra attention when crossing the border between the Abu Dhabi and Dubai highways. You cannot really see the difference, so I suggest sticking to 120 km/h. There is no need to reach 140 km/h. And on the same day, I received the email about the speed limit fine. I made another huge mistake that cost me around $600. Raquel needed to fly back to Spain, and I was flying to Indonesia. Her flight was around 2 hours earlier than mine, and she was flying from Terminal 3, while my flight was from Terminal 1. I wanted to say goodbye to Raquel before she left, so I went to Terminal 3. I had already calculated my timing well, but then I had the first problem. I didn't know where to find a taxi to Terminal 1. When I finally found one, we started going, but since it was very early in the morning and the driver was probably a little bit sleepy, he missed the turn and had to stop, reverse to get back on the right road. So I lose some minutes until I arrive at Terminal 1 on time, 90 minutes before the flight. So I waited in line. And this is my mistake. I thought I was safe, but the line was moving too slowly and I started to get worried. I talked to the Emirates staff member and asked if he could help me with priority check-in. He tried to talk to the counter, but the front desk staff explained that I was late by 5 minutes and I needed to buy another flight ticket for $600. The airport is too big. I couldn't make it in time because I still had to go through security and passport control. Dubai Airport holds the title of the world's busiest airport for international travel. It handles more than 90 million passengers a year. Dubai Terminal 3 is one of the largest airport buildings on earth, so be careful not to get lost when moving from one terminal to another. It could cost you your flight, just like it did for me. But despite that problem, was it worth it flying with Emirates? Yes. But I would suggest you arrive at least more than 2 hours and 30 minutes early if you need to check in baggage at Dubai Airport. One of the interesting things about flying with Emirates is that sometimes during the flight attendants walk around with a Polaroid camera and you can ask them to take photos of you as a souvenir. But my smile wasn't that good after making all of those mistakes in Dubai. And I hope you can avoid those mistakes so that you can have a better smile after your Dubai trip. If you think this video is helpful, please share it with your family and friends who are planning to visit Dubai. Your small action could make a big impact for them. But if you need help planning your trip, I organize luxury experiences focused on 2 things. First, we capture photos and videos for you so you can simply enjoy traveling and have beautiful memories to look back on when you get older. Second, I share part of my profits as extra tips for staff with transparency and treat everyone with respect. And sometimes, I could even help you to get a hotel room upgrade as complimentary because I have direct connections with luxury hotels such as Four Seasons and Hyatt around the world. Anyway, feel free to share your mistakes in Dubai in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. See you soon!